Hi everyone, back to Evermore YouTube channel. It's Chris back with my rant stroke thought of the day. It's all about the transfer window really now. Before anyone starts on me, I don't want this video to be negative or appear to be negative, but a lot of people seem to have the same concerns that I do. So the Premier League is a week away. We open against Southampton at St James's Park, and there's not really been what I would say a quality first team signing. I'm not buying the Lewis Hall thing, to be honest with you. Yes, I love Lewis Hall, but he was here last season on loan, so you can't really throw that one at anyone. But we're staring down the barrel here of starting against Southampton, and the only players we've really signed, let's just list them off, to be honest with you, is Lloyd Kelly from Bournemouth, who's a good squad player, no doubt, but he's not going to really improve the starting 11, I don't think. He's not going to be a regular starter. Yes, he may fill in when people are injured. We've got Vlachodimos as part of the Elliot Anderson deal, and John Ruddy, who just seems to be a favour for a mate, really. He was playing at Birmingham City, much lower level than the Premier League. We don't seem to be able to ship out Dubravka, so we've got 4 goalkeepers now, because Gillespie's the best water carrier in the world, and he got a new contract. And you're looking around at the squad, and we knew we needed 3 key signings. Now, they've signed a centre-forward in Usa from Sheffield United. I've got my, I wouldn't say concerns about that. I'm just a little bit meh about the whole thing, I understand the reason why we've signed him, because we've got Alexander Isak and Callum Wilson, who, again, we can't seem to sell or we don't want to sell. I'll get into that in a second. So that's why we've ended up signing a young centre-forward who can learn from Isak and Wilson. Eddie Howe's exact words at the press conference. Now, listen, Usa might turn out to be a really, really good player. He might end up being a 10, 15 goal a season striker in a year or two, and I could eat my words, and I hope that I do. I really hope that I'm wrong about Usa, but to me, it just seems a little bit underwhelming in that regard. But some of the players that have been around this transfer window, Newcastle seem to have been asleep behind the wheel. Now, Mark Gahey is the big name that we're all waiting for to sign. Now, it sounds like we could be getting him for possibly 65 million quid plus add-ons. Now, everyone talks about FFP and PSR. We know we'll have to sell Minter, more on him in a second, and Elliot Anderson to balance the books, despite people like Manchester United getting favoured by the Premier League. I can't believe that's not been reported in the mainstream media. Disgrace, to be honest with you. But going back to that right-wing position, what really worries me here is that Eddie Howe might think that with Miggy Almiron and Jacob Murphy, that he's got enough there, and Anthony Gordon can go and play there. Now listen, Gordon on the right, Barnes on the left, fully fit and firing, is 2 brilliant players. Goals, creativity galore. There's no doubt about that. But will they be fit for the majority of the season? I'm not too sure. Especially with Barnes had a cursed toe last season. Gordon looks like he's made out of titanium, but he could quite easily get injured and be out for a huge spell. And then we're in big, big trouble because the players underneath, the drop-off in quality is massive. We know we needed a top quality right winger, and I'm just not sure whether Newcastle are going to bring that player in. Do I think there's going to be additions? Yes, I do. I think Mark Gahey will come in. The right winger, I'm not sure whether it's going to be a top quality right winger. It fucking needs to be, but I don't think they will. I think they'll maybe go for either an unknown or a player with potential possibly. And again, that is a bit of a gamble. There's gambles all over this squad at the minute. We're gambling on the goalkeepers. Nick Pope's had really bad injuries last season, and Nick Pope's an amazing goalkeeper, England's best keeper in my opinion. Fully fit, he should be England number 1. But he had really bad injuries last season, and we saw how much we tailed off in quality with a goalkeeper when Nick Pope was injured. I don't think Vlachodimos is going to be any better than Dubravka. Ruddy's ancient, so he's not really worth doing it. Gillespie, we don't even know if he's a good goalkeeper or not. We've only seen him play in 1 game in Australia, I think, and then sing Ronan Keating and karaoke, so nobody really knows if Gillespie's any good. So the goalkeeper thing, we're gambling on there. The right back, you've got Tino Livramento. Trippier's still there. Do I think Trippier will stay at the club? No, I think we'll sell him. I think he'll be gone before the season starts. So Tino will be number 1 right back. But again, he's got injury problems as well. And outside of him, you've got Emil Kraft. I don't buy this Krafu bollocks. Listen, Emil Kraft has kicked on as a player, no doubt. But again, the drop-off in quality is massive from a Kieran Trippier, Tino Livramento to an Emil Kraft or Jacob Murphy filling in at right back. They can do a job, yes. But in big games, it's a real struggle. So again, there's a gamble there on that one as well. Sandro Tonali is to come back, right? That's a huge boost for the team. There's no doubt about that. But that ain't happened to the end of August, and Louis Miley's probably going to be back in September as well. We still have players in this squad, and I don't know whether it's Eddie Howe's loyalty or it's just the fact that nobody wants them, that we probably should have sold and upgraded on. I'm talking about Miguel Almiron, I'm talking about Sean Longstaff, I'm talking about even Callum Wilson, possibly Dan Burn, real good servants for the club and got us to the Champions League, right? But we should have cashed in and sold them when the time was right, when their market value was at the highest. I saw Sean come out recently and talk about people abusing them online. I don't condone that at all. I really, really don't condone that. But you have to be able to critique players when they're not given good performances, and all those players have been guilty of that last season. That's all I'm going to say about that one. But what is the main reason for Newcastle leaving this so late, as we said in the title? Is it better late than never? Other teams are way ahead of us. You look at West Ham's had a hell of a window, signing some great players. Tadibo looks like he's about to come and join them as well. They've had a solid window with Falkirk up front as well. I think West Ham could be a real threat to our league positions next season, let alone staying in the fight to be in the Premier League. I think West Ham are in really good shape, and they've acted really well in the window. And West Ham can't be better off financially than us. I don't understand what the problem is there, but my thought about it is, my theory about it is we're paying the price because of the upheaval upstairs. We're paying the price because of the shuffle around Amanda Staveley and Murdad leaving, no replacement for Ashworth, then Mitchell coming in. And at the minute, I might be wrong, but the priorities of the club seems to be commercialism first, youth academy second, first team third. And I don't think that's what it should be. The first team should have been top of the list of priorities for Mitchell and Eales and everybody else to get their heads around, sit with Eddie Howe, get these targets tied up, because we know what Eddie Howe is like. He wants to bed players in. Doesn't matter how good they are. Look at Anthony Gordon, look at Lewis Hall. It's took them ages to get into the Eddie Howe style of play. He puts them on the training pitch until he thinks they're completely ready, and I like that about Eddie Howe, because he wants intensity from them, he wants dedication from them, he wants the drive from them, the ability, the fitness levels. He wants it all to be at a level that he's happy and he's comfortable with before he puts these players into the first team picture. If you go and sign Mark Guy and a right winger in the next week, they're not going to be thrown straight into the first team. I can't see how doing that. You'll want to train with them for 2 or 3 weeks. So when we start against Southampton, by and large, we'll look exactly the same as we did last season. Now, if everybody's fit, and you're talking about players like Willett coming back in fully fit, but will he stay fit? That's the question. Harvey Barnes coming in fully fit. Will he stay fit? That's the question. But if we start against Southampton with Dan Burn at left back and Miguel Almiron at right wing, I don't care how much of an optimist you are. You've got to look at that and go, really? Are we still putting these lads out even after some of the mediocre performances last season? We need to finish top 4 this season. If Newcastle want to get back onto that path to success, top 4 has to be the target. It really, really does. Me and Mark had a disagreement about this. Mark thought top 6 would be good enough. Not for me. It's got to be top 4 for Newcastle to have a successful season this season. But so far, the transfer window has been as flat as a fart, and it's not been massively exciting. We need a couple of really good signings just to spark everything into light. The Cellar Cup is on at the weekend. Wouldn't it be great to bring a couple of signings out at half time and parade them in front of the crowd like I've done previously and get everybody whipped up and ready, give them a full week's worth of training, and maybe we could see them against Southampton. But these deals need to be done pretty much over the weekend or Monday at the latest to get those players bedded into that starting 11 against Southampton, or at least to come off the bench. But let us know in the comments below what you guys think about the transfer window. Are you concerned about how late we're acting? What if we just end the window with Usa and Mark Guy? Is that enough? Are you satisfied with the right wing cover? I'm not entirely sure, to be honest with you. If we end this window with Miggy Almiron still at the club, no right winger coming in to replace him, and we've sold Yankuba Minter and he starts tearing up for Brighton, I think a lot of fans, me included, will be thinking, what the fuck has gone on there? Commercial deals are great for the future of the football club, but you've got to also concentrate on the present. We need quality in this team, injected in this team, in the starting 11, in the depth of the first 16, if we want to really try and finish top 4 or win a cup next season. The underlying players in the starting 11 also have to be better. I'm a little bit concerned we've left this late, but other clubs have got their shit sorted early, despite the national tournaments being on. But hopefully Newcastle can pull those 2 signings out of the bag, and then we'll have the striker, the right winger, and the centre half, and at least 2 of them will be top quality, with the other one being a young promising prospect in Usa. But let us know in the comments below what you guys think about the window. Are you concerned? Do you think Newcastle have left this a bit too late? Do you think the fucking around upstairs has caused some issues for us, and are you concerned we're going to be short next season? We always like to hear from you. Keep it above the belt as always, guys. If you're a prick, you'll get the flick, as I always say. Drop a football comment in. You take the time, we'll take the time to reply to you. We'll be back on Monday, hopefully me and Mark live with what's going on. We'll be talking about this as well, and the lead up to the season and what we think the lineup will probably look like against Southampton if there's no signings coming in. But let us know what you guys think. Smash a like, subscribe, have a belter weekend, enjoy the Stella Cup if you go, and stay safe. Let's hope there's no wankers causing trouble in the town. Have a belter, and we'll see you later.